So my name is Scott Cooper. I work in the Built Smart program, which is new construction apartment building incentives. And I'm just going to give a quick overview of all of our new construction incentive programs. So the Built Smart program is aimed at new construction multifamily projects, of which there are very, very many in Seattle right now. Pretty much all the cranes you see up are new construction apartment buildings. New construction is 5+ units. Could be mid-rise, could be high-rise. On the bottom you can see we have a number of different examples. It could be micro housing, which is a lightning rod for a lot of controversy here in Seattle, but still multifamily. Affordable housing makes up a smaller piece of the pie, but definitely something we like to serve. That's the 12th Avenue Arts project up in Capitol Hill. And then high-rise, the one on the right there, that's the Martin downtown, kind of Belltown area. Most of our incentives most of our projects are market rate projects. So the majority of our incentives are prescriptive incentives for most measures. Could be lighting, lighting controls, appliances, window glazing or windows if the project's electrically heated, whole house fans. There's a few other ones on there. Let's see. And then there's the commercial new construction program, and that's all other new buildings essentially. So it could be office buildings or tenant improvement projects. Hospitals, hotels, and these incentives for these projects could be standard incentives, prescriptive based on the number of each item installed, or it could be custom incentives. The baseline for the incentive in both the Built Smart program and commercial new construction is always Seattle Energy Code. So basically, how much better is your building than the code minimum building, and that's what we base all our incentives off of. So new construction incentives, standard incentives, and a lot of these fall into the Built Smart program. It could be lighting controls. So looking at lighting in common areas, units, parking garages, and how much you're beating the lighting power density by. Appliances, refrigerators, washing machines, whole house fans, glazing, so how more efficient your windows are than the code minimum again. And then custom incentives. We have a lot of projects that choose more complex strategies to save energy, and could be complex lighting controls, HVAC systems. Oftentimes we're looking at energy models, and for those, again, it's savings over code, and we can work with the energy analysts here at City Light to figure out how much we're saving, and then base our incentives off of that. How it works, I didn't include a slide for this. So typically we like to get in touch with you as early on as possible, talking to you at the design stage so that we can have as much influence as possible and getting you to put in as efficient a systems as possible. At the design stage, we'll identify the potential energy conservation measures, collect all the information from you on the different systems that you're going to be installing, come up with an estimate or an incentive for what we expect that we'll be saving, drop an agreement. You go through with the project, do the construction or the implementation there. We may have inspections throughout the process, or it could be all at the tail end. We'll come through and verify that you put in what you said you're going to put in. And then, assuming everything lines up, then we move right on to payment at the very tail end there. So one example, this is a larger project that finished up at the tail end of last year. Stackhouse Laundry Block. This is in South Lake Union, kind of behind the REI building in that area. This is one of the Vulcan projects, a full city block, 2 new buildings, looks like 3, but it's 2 new buildings, and then a retrofit of an office building. In the middle picture there in the upper corner, that's the old an old office building that was a historic remodel. So there's almost 300 units, 278 units, 8,300 square feet of ground floor retail, parking for 600 cars, all underground. Systems that were put in were a reverse cycle chiller for domestic hot water to basically heat pump hot water system using latent heat from the ground in the garage. Municipal heat pumps, daylight corridors and occupancy sensors, LED and fluorescent lighting, high efficiency glazing. They also had appliances, whole house fans, a few other things that we didn't fit onto the slide. Savings were 1.15 million kilowatt hours per year savings, and the total incentive package for that project was more than $260,000. And that's 687 metric tons of carbon reduction. How do I participate? So contact us as early as possible. Talk to energy advisors. They will put you in touch with one of us, and will be assigned to the project, and they can guide you through it. And as for what, the basic project information to get started. And once you get in touch with your energy analyst, we'll talk to you more specifically about what we're looking for and what we need to work with you on your project. And that's it for new construction. And I think Lisa is up next. Art.